Welcome to Independence Hall, the birthplace of the United States of America in historic Philadelphia, and a symbol of liberty for people all around the globe. Independence Hall is one of the icons of Independence National Historical Park, which attracts 4 million visitors a year. The most recognizable part of Independence Hall is its 168-foot bell tower. Today we are going to a part of Independence Hall that few people experience. From the outside, the tower looks impressive. A closer look shows where maintenance is needed. We're in the tower of Independence Hall. We're on the second level, which contains much of its original fabric from 1753. The original tower was constructed to house the State House bell, the bell we now call the Liberty Bell. Today, the Liberty Bell is across the street at the Liberty Bell Center. This would have been the lodgings of Mr. McNair, who was the caretaker or superintendent of the Pennsylvania State House. Here are the original fireplaces used for heating and cooking. In the northwest corner of this room, you could see remnants of the lightning rod that Benjamin Franklin had installed in 1753. There would have been a lot of light in this room by 18th century standards because of the 3 very large windows. The walls retain much of its original plaster and it's in very good condition, so it will not be part of the rehabilitation. This corner of level 3 represents building techniques from 1753 into the 1960s. This wooden beam is actually part of the original 1753 construction. All this gray wood dates to 1828. And these truss rods were placed here in 1876 for the centennial to reinforce the tower before the centennial bell was placed in the tower. The orange steel dates to the 1960s. I'd like to point out this mechanism. We have several throughout the tower. They are connected to the walls to monitor cracks that we found occurring in the masonry work. This clock mechanism was installed in 1876 to ring the centennial bell, which was placed in the tower that very same year. Up until 1926, when the mechanism was electrified, someone had to actually come up and wind the clock by hand. From level 3, we can get a sneak peek of Independence Mall, from the Tower of Independence Hall to the National Constitution Center. The balustrades that circle Independence Hall will be restored during this project. The wooden walls of level 4 in the tower date to 1828. They were designed by William Strickland. It's a very good example of early prefabricated building parts. Where the blue tape is, it shows where iron rods actually go down through the walls to hold them together. As part of the restoration, these rods will be replaced with stainless steel because the original iron rods are beginning to rust. And in fact, they're beginning to expand, which is beginning to crack the wood. Also, the wood is being damaged through water penetration. Part of the renovation of the hall will be the restoration of the decorative urns that surround the Tower of Independence Hall. The moldings that surround all 4 clock faces will be replaced with a more rigid material to hold the glass stationary so it's not damaged by wind. Throughout the tower, water has penetrated into the wood. So all the white pieces of wood that you see is actually the wood being eaten by bacteria and fungus. This corner of level 5 represents several different eras of the building's history. The final restoration was done in 1996 with the addition of these red steel beams to provide extra stability to the tower. We're in level 6 of the Tower of Independence Hall. The next level, 7, contains the Centennial Bell. Above that, level 8 is the roof of the cupola. The American people have maintained and cared for this historic treasure since the early days of our history. The National Park Service continues that tradition. Restoration of the tower will take about a year and a half. Thanks to the Friends of Independence, a decorative scrim will shroud the scaffolding during reconstruction. Independence Hall will remain open throughout the restoration. So come to historic Philadelphia and visit Independence National Historical Park, the birthplace of the United States of America.